Hello, Falcons fans. Today we have some hot news that you can't miss. So get ready because there's a lot of important information coming. Before we start, we'd like to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and stay up to date with all the news about our Atlanta Falcons. Don't forget to leave a like, which really strengthens our community and helps bring this content to those who are most passionate about the team. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. Adam Schefter insists the Falcons will release Kirk Cousins. The Kirk Cousins saga continues for the Falcons, with the veteran quarterback revealing details about his injured shoulder and elbow. That certainly complicates matters, but Adam Schefter still believes Atlanta will eventually release him. This is a situation that looks a lot like what Denver and Russell Wilson went through last offseason before Denver decided to finally get rid of him when they said they wouldn't necessarily do that, ESPN's Adam Schefter said. They released him. He ended up signing a one-year deal at a low salary in Pittsburgh, and that's how I think people around the league believe this situation is going to play out, with the Falcons releasing Cousins right at the start of the new league year. Schefter noted that the Falcons have been adamant about keeping him as their backup quarterback, but the NFL insider is essentially doubling down on a previous report. Schefter reported on December 21st that Atlanta is expected to release Cousins before his $10 million roster bonus for the 2026 season is due on March 17th. Kirk Cousins' divorce from the Falcons is expected to be finalized before his $10 million bonus expires on March 17th, with executives across the league expecting Atlanta to have to release him by then. A split between Cousins and the Falcons is inevitable at this point, according to multiple sources. Josh Kendall, Atlanta reporter for The Athletic, mentioned the possibility of the Falcons keeping Cousins, but that appears to be a two-way street through the media because there have been previous reports from Bleacher Report's James Palmer that the Falcons believe Cousins can no longer physically play the quarterback position and that his career may be over. If you talk to anybody in Atlanta, they'll tell you he fell off a cliff, which happens with some older quarterbacks, Palmer said. They believe he can't play the position physically anymore. He just couldn't play the position physically in the eyes of the Falcons. That created some issues with the way he played the position mentally as well. It led to a position where they believed he was unplayable. In 14 games, Kirk Cousins threw for 3,508 yards, 18 touchdowns, and a career-high 16 interceptions before being benched. I would be shocked if the Falcons decided to keep Cousins on the roster. Atlanta Falcons draft spotlight. James Pierce Jr., Tennessee. The Atlanta Falcons are in a crucial position to bolster their pass rush in the 2025 NFL Draft, and one of the most intriguing names available is James Pierce Jr. of the University of Tennessee. The explosive edge rusher declared for the NFL Draft last month after a standout college career that saw him earn All-SEC honors 2 years in a row. Initially projected as a top 5 pick by ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr., Pierce has seen his projection fluctuate throughout the season and is now a likely top 23 pick. With the number 15 overall pick, the Falcons could find themselves in a strong position to select him, or they may need to consider trading up to secure an immediate impact talent. The Falcons' needs and draft dilemma. It's no secret that Atlanta desperately needs an edge rusher who can disrupt opposing offenses and consistently pressure quarterbacks. The defense has been lacking a dominant pass rusher for years, and investing in a young talent could be the best solution to change that. On the other hand, there is the option of seeking reinforcements via trade, using names like Kyle Pitts, Kirk Cousins, or Matthew Judon as bargaining chips in a possible package. The franchise has a history of investing in veterans, often past their prime, so it remains to be seen whether Terry Fontenot and the coaching staff will prioritize a young talent via the draft or follow the more traditional route. Why James Pierce Jr. could be the ideal choice. Pierce Jr. is a versatile, athletic, and explosive edge rusher, capable of collapsing the pocket and creating constant pressure on opposing quarterbacks. He has the ideal physical build for the position, standing at 6 feet 5 inches, 1.96 meters, and weighing 243 pounds, 110 kilograms, and possesses the agility and refined technique to overcome blocks. Although his stats dipped slightly in 2024, he still recorded 7.5 sacks on the season, showing that he can be an impactful factor even in a year considered below expectations. In addition, he will have the opportunity to reinforce his status at the NFL Combine, where a strong performance could solidify him as a first-half draft pick. He is currently considered the best edge rusher in the class, ahead of names like Abdul Carter, Penn State. However, some analysts believe his value could drop, making him a possible mid to late first-round pick. What to expect? With the draft approaching, the Falcons will have to make a fundamental decision. Take a chance on a young talent like James Pierce Jr. to solve a chronic defensive problem, or look for more experienced alternatives on the market. If Atlanta decides to invest in the Tennessee pass rusher, it could finally find the missing piece to transform its defensive line and elevate the unit. The draft will be decisive for the direction of the franchise, and James Pierce Jr. could be the answer that fans have been waiting for years.